on your mat today. I am Cynthia, and I will be leading you through a yoga flow specifically for the hips. So the focus is to open up our hips, and we are going to do strengthening work to hopefully set you on the path for open hips. It doesn't happen in just one class. It's really just the continual practice of these poses and incorporating them into your daily stretching, yoga, get up in the morning. These are some of the exercises that I'm going to do. You'll find that knowing your hips are tight as soon as you roll out your mat, you will feel it throughout your practice into the poses. And something specifically to the yoga practice that it's self-limiting to is back bends. So if our hip flexors are not strong, hip flexors running down the front are not strong, we will not be able to get into a back bend. It will hurt and we will have compression, which contributes to injury. So opening up the hips, strengthening all the muscles, connective tissues, ligaments associated with them will be very beneficial, not only for this practice, but for your continued time on your yoga mat. We will be working through seated postures and standing postures. And just remembering that your hips, like the shoulders, they're a ball and socket joint. So they're constantly in rotation. So lots of different ways and avenues for the hips to work throughout our day. So hopefully you enjoy this class. So coming into a seated easy pose, and we'll just begin in a state of meditation. So connecting thumbs to index fingers, forming the mudra. Mudra is just an energetic connection to ourself. Draw the shoulder blades down the spine, sit up nice and tall. And start with 3 full breaths. The inhalations are equal to exhalations. Good. From here, opening the eyes. We'll come into Gomukhasana. Gomukhasana is cow face pose right away. So to come into cow face pose, go ahead and take that right heel and bring it toward the left hip. And if you already feel this pose does not feel good, then this is exactly where you should be staying today. You can cross the left foot over that right thigh, place it down, but keep the sole of the foot pressing to the mat. If you know that you have space and your hips are open, you can go ahead and cross here and then stack knee over knee. So lots of different things happening in this pose. If you find that you're fully stacked here, your next variation would be to walk or shift the feet, the tops of the feet, parallel with the length of your mat. And go ahead and just help the knees to stack together, pressing into them. So you'll see in this pose that our feet should be toward the hips. Shins are parallel if able. And the hands can be at the ankles or on the lap here. Feet should be resting on the floor. And you can also put a pillow or a blanket in between to help just to open a bit more. And sitting up with a nice tall spine. So I like to tell my students to visualize that you have a string that's pulling from the top end to the bottom end, and it's stretching, that you can't flick it back and forth. So very strong, sturdy string, not a lot of flexibility there. Think of that with the crown of the head all the way down to the sits bones, the tailbone. So sit up nice and tall as you are visualizing this image. Go ahead, let's take 3 full breaths here. Wonderful. Go ahead, sit back onto your sits bones, tailbone, and then just uncross your legs. Windshield wiper out. And we'll do the same variation on the left. So remembering that sides can be different. You might find that your hips are more open with the right stacked on top versus the left. So just settle into the variation that fits for you today, listening to your body. 3 breaths here. Remembering that heels are toward the hips, knees are stacked. Wonderful. Sit back, windshield wiper out. And let's come into seated easy pose, the cross-legged position. We'll inhale, reach hands up. And exhale, open to cactus arm. Inhale, reach. Exhale to cactus. One more time through. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus. Let's go ahead and set the right hand down at the side. Reach, open with the left. You can look down. You can gaze off to the side. Or you bring the gaze point up, your drishti. Good, coming back to center. And then off to the left. Inhale, reach. And maybe this time you drop down to the forearm. So you want to make sure you keep the sits bones planted, that they're not reaching up, coming up. Work to find connection. Good, come back through center and bring it on over. Inhale, reach back up, and then exhale for a nice tall twist. So left hand comes to the right knee, look off the right shoulder. Inhale to center, exhale off to the left. Right hand to the top of the left knee, look off left shoulder. Inhale back to center. And take it to opposite side. Now from here we interlace our hands behind the back. So connecting all 10 fingers, interlacing. Press the thumb knuckles down. And go ahead and exhale, fold forward. Maybe this is where you are at today. Chest can lead. Otherwise, drop the crown of the head and lift the thumb knuckles up to the sky. We'll stay for 3 full deep breaths. Inhale, coming back nice and tall. And then let's find tabletop. So coming into tabletop. Once again, visualize that string, pulling the crown of the head and the tailbone in opposite directions. Open up chest to cow. And then exhale, rounding into cat here. So just take several rounds, flow with your breath. And then finding that neutral spine once again. And then we'll take a few rounds of spinal balances here. So go ahead and press that right foot to the back wall. And try not to sink into that left hip. Even them out, square them up. And then left hand, thumb is up, reaching for the front. Good. Begin to bend through the knee. Left hand to the top of the right foot. So coming into that quad stretch, you can just kick the heel toward the seat. Or if you want to come into your full swan variation, press the right foot into the hand, open up chest here. Good, and then as you exhale, release out, spinal balance, and then we'll take it out to the side. Left hand is still reaching, kicking that right foot out, and then the left hand travels in the opposite direction. Let's hold for a full round of breath. So once again, strengthening those muscles. Spinal balance. And fine tabletop. Good. All right. 3 rounds of cats and cows here. Let's press that left foot back. Good. Flex your big toes. Nice strong left leg. Right hand is reaching out. Begin to bend through the knee. Right hand for the top of the left foot. Now you can just draw the heel toward the glute, or you press the foot into the hand, finding your swan variation. Open chest here. Go ahead, extend out. And then taking hand and foot to opposite sides. Once again, we're engaging core, strengthening those muscles. Spinal balance, fingertips, toe tips out. And then releasing to the mat here. Wonderful job. So from here, toes curl under, find down dog. As you shift into down dog, drop the heels toward the mat. Take the ears by the biceps, head hangs. Spread the fingers, press into the L's of the fingers. If your heels are touching the mat, go ahead and lift all 10 toes. Take a nice deep bend through the knees here. Good, and then lift the right heel. And then lift the left. So go ahead, alternate this back and forth. And then coming back into neutral down dog, right leg lifts. Take it nice and high, down dog split. And then take that right knee up to the sky, stack the hips, look underneath that right armpit, circle out those toes. Square off the hips, right leg extends, kick it out. And then as you draw knee to nose, see where you'll place it. So right between those hands, coming to a low lunge. Good. In this low lunge, drop the back left knee, and then bringing right knee over ankle. Inhale, reach the hands for Ajnayasana, which is crescent moon. Go ahead and interlace those fingers, index fingers point up. Hold here. And squeeze the biceps toward the ears. A nice strong crescent moon. Then as you exhale, release the hands to the inside of the right foot. And I want you to start to heel toe that right foot into the outer edge. Let's find tall lizard here. So shoulders are over wrists. And try to align knee over ankle. But remember to honor your body and the shape that you are creating in your practice is the one that your body needs to take. So not forcing here. Good. Now let's hug the knee into the shoulder. So pressing the knee against that right shoulder. And then bringing those right toes to a 45-degree angle. So we're spinning them out. You are sending them out to the right outer corner. And then begin to roll onto the edge of that right heel. So we're opening here. You have the option, I'll give you two. You have the option to stay here, tall, or forearms. So that deeply intensifies the stretch. Otherwise, if you have it in your practice and you can do a quad stretch, go ahead bending through that left knee, and then right hand reaches back for the left foot. So just choose what works for you. We'll spend 5 full deep breaths. And then exhaling, releasing down. Draw knee back over ankle, left toes curl under, right leg lifts, kick it back, then roll it open, circle out, and release it to the mat. Good, same variation on the left. Down dog split, bend and roll open, circle out the toes. Down dog split, square off the hips. Step it through, knee to nose. Hold it here, see where you'll place that left foot, and then align it here. Low lunge, so knee over ankle, right knee can plant. Now you're welcome to keep the top of the foot to the mat or toes curled under. Good. Let's inhale up, crescent moon. So palms come together, interlace all 10 fingers, index fingers do point up. So incorporating mudra into crescent moon, Ajnayasana. Good, hug the shoulders and biceps toward the ears. Exhale as you release the hands to the inside of that left foot. And then start to heel toe that left foot slightly away. Coming to your tall lizard. Wonderful. All right, now let's hug the knee into the shoulder here. And then pointing those left toes out to the outer left corner of the mat, 45 degrees. And then rolling open. Oh, I can feel it here. So listen to your body. Maybe you don't go as far as you did on the other side. So your yoga practice is all about awareness. So what is your body feeling? What is it telling you? Mine's telling me I should not be going any further, so I'm going to stay here. Remember, you have the option to drop it down to the forearms or bending through that right knee, reaching back for that left foot. Wonderful. Coming back up to tall arms if you were on those forearms, or releasing that right foot. Right toes curl under, left leg lifts, bend and roll it open, circle out the toes, and release that left foot to the mat. From here, we are going to come into Malasana. So Malasana is Hindu squat. You'll bring the heels toward the outer edges of the mat, facing inward, and then toes face out. And we'll sit down into this posture. So stepping up at the top of your mat. And then I'll face you through this. So you can see that my knees are drawing over my ankles. My hands are in palm, or my palms are together. And then pressing palms together to activate through the elbows. Draw the shoulder blades down the spine, sit up nice and tall. We're not rounding in. We're not like that. We're not turtles here. We're open. Very open. Good. So staying for 5 full breaths. And then let's inhale, coming to tall mountain. So just align toes in line with heels, reach up nice and tall. And exhale, hands to heart. We'll sit back, chair pose. So in this chair, we are strengthening the muscles around the hips. Lots of interworkings go to open up our hips. So all these poses in this sequence are working toward just that. Good. One more big breath, sit a little bit lower. And then inhale, tall mountain. Sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale into cactus arms. Inhale, reach to mountain. We'll travel through that sun A. Exhale, forward fold. Hold for a breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingertips can dangle. They can come to the shins or the thighs. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, high plank. So you'll see when I step back in my high plank, this is not a high plank. My seat is up. What you'll want to do now is draw forward. So bring the heels over the ankles and then drop the hips. So you can see the difference. I came from here to here. Good. Shoulders over wrists. Hold for a breath. Body is shaking. That's normal. And then go ahead, drop the knees, chest and chin. Inhale up for a low lift cobra. So wrists are underneath the hands. Full breath. Bring the forehead down to the mat. Toes curl under, press into high plank, and back to down dog. And then gently begin to walk those feet up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up, mountain. And exhale, hands to heart center. We'll flow through our Sun A sequence 3 times with breath. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the mat. High plank. Exhale, down low. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back. Down dog. Look to the top of the mat. Step, hop, or float forward. Inhale, pick up halfway. Exhale, fold. Rise up, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, pick up. Hands to the mat, step back, high plank. Exhale, down low. Inhale for up dog. Exhale, back, down dog. Step, hop, or float forward. Pick up halfway. Exhale, fold. Rise up, mountain. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. From here, step the left foot back. Rise up into tall crescent. Exhale, open, warrior 2. Inhale, flip palm, reverse warrior. And exhale, release the mat, low lunge. Let's do that again. Inhale, sweep the arms up, tall crescent. Exhale, open, warrior 2. Inhale, flip palm, reverse warrior. And then let's exhale through your vinyasa. Look to the top of the mat, step, hop, or float forward. Inhale, pick up halfway. Exhale, fold. From here, right foot steps back. Low lunge. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead, tall crescent. Exhale, open, warrior 2. Inhale, flip palm, reverse warrior. And then exhale as you take it to the mat, low lunge. And doing it one more time. Inhale, tall crescent. Exhale, open, warrior 2. Inhale, flip palm, reverse warrior. Exhale, take it to the mat. Travel through your vinyasa. And then go ahead and drop into child's pose. So extended child's pose. Knees separate, toes draw together. Shift the hips back, sink down toward those heels. Walk the hands out. Ground the forehead, your third eye. Reconnect with your breath here. And as you come up, let's find Navasana, boat pose. So in boat pose, we're going to sit back to the tailbone. Once again, think of your boat pose like Malasana, your Hindu squat. We're not rounding, we're opening. So you can start by getting that feeling, putting the hands behind the thighs. Now press into the thighs, open the chest, draw the shoulder blades down. And then just slight lifting of the head, or dropping back with the head, lifting of the chin. And then seal down the inner corners of the feet. Good. So this is how you should be feeling when you come into your, whether it's modified or full boat. So open chest. Let's go ahead and find full boat. This is modified. Full. Good. And we'll hold here for 5, 1. Go ahead, release the soles of the feet to the mat. Do you ask how boat pose benefits the hips? Think of all the things that are going on in this boat pose. So we're working through the back, the quads, and most of all the core. So all of these interworkings, the connection, helps to open up the hips. We'll do that one more time, but then add in some twists. So go ahead, find Navasana. Now reach hands over to the right. Maybe the feet veer off to the left a little bit. Good. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Take the fingers off to the left, feet off to the right. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Seal the feet down. Bringing forehead toward those knees. Then one final time, we come into hovering boat. So let's find the mudra. Interlace the hands. Index fingers point out. Let's go ahead, exhale back. Good. So the shoulder blades are just hovering above the mat. Good. And then drop the head slightly back, open chin. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release to the mat here. Corpse pose. 1 full round of breath. And then coming back up to your seat. So we're going to find another sequence of hip openers seated. So I want you to start in double pigeon. So double pigeon is a stacking. It's a stacking variation once again. So choosing here, aligning right knee through ankle parallel to the top of your mat. And then sitting onto the right hip. And then go ahead, take that left foot on top of the right knee. And then left knee is stacking over the right. So as you can see, I have this space that's here. You are welcome to put a pillow or some type of blanket or cushion in between them. However, if you do give it some time, eventually it'll begin to open. It's not one of those poses you rush. So we'll stay here. Breathing. Go ahead, interlace the hands behind the back. Open the chest. Press the thumb knuckles down. Then release the hands, and then you can begin to walk those hands forward. This is when you really start to feel the juicy stretching, the opening of this posture right here. Double pigeon. 5 breaths. Go ahead and walk the hands back up. And then we're going to leave the left knee in front, left foot, and then just swing that right one behind that. So the right heel is digging into that right hip, not digging, but going toward. And then the sole of the left foot can be on that right thigh. So we call this deer pose. So we're going to come into a twist, taking the right hand to the left knee. Looking off the left shoulder. And then let's come back through center, taking left hand to right knee. Look off the right shoulder. And inhale, reach the hands. And exhale, begin to fold forward. So walking hands out. And then hands back up. And sit back, let some windshield wiper out. And then this time, bringing opposite leg down, so most likely the right, knee to ankle. pressing down. So interlace your hands behind the back. And then exhale from here. Inhale, reach the hands up nice and high. And then exhale, hinge forward. And then inhale, walking those hands back up. And then this time, we draw the top of the left thigh toward the sole of the right foot. Good. And sit up nice and tall here. We'll start with that twist. Left hand to the right knee, looking off right shoulder. Come back through center. Right hand to left knee. Good. Let's inhale, reach the hands up. And then exhale, fold forward. Good. And we'll stay for 3 full rounds of breath. Go ahead and walk those hands slowly back up. Windshield wiper out side to side. And then let's find high plank. Good. So dropping that seat. And then coming down to the forearm. So dropping left forearm and right forearm. So forearm plank. We'll hold here. So once again, bring ankles over heels. Shoulders over elbows for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop to the knees, tops of the feet to the mat. Relax, relax down. Then you can just shift back and forth. So we are finding flying cobra. So bring the hands out to a T. And then we'll go ahead on the inhale, just lifting everything. So upper chest, tops of the feet, knees, and possibly thighs. So inhale. Fly your cobra, holding here for 5. Point through the toes, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, press back into child's pose. And then finding down dog. So on the inhale, we'll start with the left side first. Left leg lifts. Step it through to tall crescent. Go ahead, sweep those hands overhead. Open up, warrior 2. Inhale, flip palm, reverse warrior. Then as we exhale, we find 5 pointed star. So just turning those left toes in and reaching hands up to the sky. Good. Hold here. Then bring hands to heart, finding goddess. So toes draw out, heels draw in. Sink in nice and low. And then bring hands to outer thighs, dropping the right shoulder. So as you drop that right shoulder, press the right thigh open, right hip. And then alternating back and forth. Do one more round. And sink back into the goddess. Inhale, exhale, hands to hips. Go ahead, fold forward, coming into your Pratsarita. Drop the crown of the head, release the hands down. Inhale as you bring the hands back to the hips, rising up one vertebra at a time. And turn to warrior two at the front of the mat. Then as we inhale, let's flip the palm reverse, and we'll transition right into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So now would be the time, if you have that block, to utilize that block, taking left hand on top of the block. And then we're gonna balance on that left foot. Reach the right one up. So starting here, getting heel in line with the hip, and then opening up that right hand. Good. So you can stay here. And now remembering, if you are falling in and falling out, that's normal. This is not an easy posture to take. Good. You can stay right here, or perhaps you come into candy cane to help open up that hip. So bending through the right knee, grab the top of the right foot. Good, and then press the hips forward here. You can look off the right shoulder. Good. Now square the hips down, standing splits. So both hands come to the mat, left toes are forward, right leg lifts. Good. Walk the hands in. And then try to draw the right thigh down top of the right thigh. Good. Remembering, it doesn't matter if your leg is here or it's way up there. And then coming into Shiva squat, so that curtsy tap. Bending through the left knee, tapping the right foot down to the outer edge. Inhaling, lifting. Good. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, lift. Exhale to Shiva squat, curtsy tap, inhale lift, and then step it down and back, low lunge. Good. Left foot steps back, exhale through your vinyasa. Finding it on the right side. Inhale, right leg lifts, step through low lunge, rise up, tall crescent. Open up, warrior two. Inhale, flip palm, reverse warrior. Then as we exhale, finding star pose. Bringing hands through heart center, sinking into goddess. Taking hands to the tops of the thighs, pressing into them, dropping the right shoulder. And the left. Good. So alternating back and forth. Toes should be out, knees over ankles. Good. Then as you inhale, rising back into star, toes face forward. And exhale, hands to the hips. Go ahead, fold forward, hinging out the hips. Dropping the crown of the head, Pratsarita, wide straddle fold. Inhale, bringing hands back up to the hips. Opening up to warrior two to the front. Flip the palm, reverse warrior. And then exhale, finding half moon. So begin by placing the right hand either on the block or tops of the fingers can be on the mat. And then take that left hand to the left hip. And then see where the left foot lands in line with the hip. You can stay right here, or you open up floor to ceiling. You can stay from here, or finding candy cane. Top of the foot into the left hand, square the hips, press them forward. Go ahead, draw both hip blades down. Hands to the mat, left leg lift, standing splits. And then exhale. exhaling into the curtsy tuck. So bend through that right knee, touch the left foot down to the outside. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale to standing splits. Hold it here. And then drop it down, low lunge. Right foot back. Exhale through your vinyasa. And then finding down dog. From down dog, left leg lifts. And let's find pigeon. So drawing the left knee behind the left wrist and left foot behind the right wrist. And then sitting back. So you can start by walking those toes back, flattening the top of the foot to the mat. Now the heel might come right into the hip, or maybe it's parallel directly to the upper edge of the mat. You can also set a blanket or a pillow underneath the front of the right hip to provide extra support. So a couple options here. You can stay tall, come down to the forearms. And we'll take 5 full breaths here. Go ahead, come back up to tall arms. Right toes curl under. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. And then step it through to tall crescent. From your tall crescent, finding airplane right away. So sending those fingertips back. Right leg lifts. Keep a nice bend through that left knee. Pointing through the toes, open chest. Then as you inhale, coming up to your standing staff. Standing staff is try not to allow the right foot to touch the mat. As you draw the knee into the chest, and then cross right foot over left thigh, hands draw in through heart center, sitting back into figure 4. So I'll show you from up front. So we cross right foot over left thigh, hands draw into heart, sit back into figure 4. So you'll see that we have visited this variation in several different ways throughout this series. Three more full breaths. And remembering that this is also a balance posture, so just accepting your balance where it's at today. Seal down the inner edges of the foot. Oftentimes we're going to roll onto the outer edge. So seal the inner edge down, those 2 corners. Good, one more breath here. And then begin drawing the knee into the chest. So coming into big toe, flex through the foot, and then extend that right leg out. So if this is not an option for you, you would modify by just drawing right knee into the chest, and you can hold here. We'll be here 3 full breaths. And go ahead. Kick the heel toward the glute. And then left hand reaches back for the top of the left foot. Right foot. Left hand, right foot, sorry. And we're going to find dancer. So right hand is forward, and then we begin to hinge. Press the foot into the hand. We're grabbing the inside of that right foot. Good, and then finding your dancer. We'll stay for 3 breaths. It's fine to come in and out. Sweep that, okay. See, I have trouble with balance too. Sweep that right leg back. Airplane. And then exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back. High plank. Exhale, down, low plank. Inhale for up dog. Exhale, back down dog. All right. Right leg lifts. knee to nose. Inhale, lift, knee to nose, and then step it through tall crescent. Oh no, I forgot, pigeon. We're on pigeon, sorry guys. So go ahead, draw that knee down. And finding pigeon. So opening here. You can take those left toes and walk them back. And then folding forward. So taking your pigeon. Come up to tall arms. Left toes curl under, inhale, right leg lifts. Now we're gonna start knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Now look between the hands, warrior plant. Rise up, tall crescent. Good, exhale as the hands hinge back. Sweeping them. Finding airplane. Now you can keep a bend through that right knee. Then inhale as you come through standing step. So reach the fingertips up high as that left foot grazes the mat. Draw knee into chest and then cross it over right thigh. Sit back, figure four. So once again, the shape that our body is creating. It's familiar now. Then inhale, knee to chest. Now remember that this is an option here, so we're just engaging in some balance. Or you extend that left foot out, holding here. Actively flex through the heel. And then begin to draw the knee into the chest. And then kick the left heel toward the seat. The left hand grabs the inside of that left foot, left ankle. And then go ahead, begin to hinge forward. Finding your dancer. And then as you release, airplane pose. And then exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. And then finding Malasana. So this is our last Malasana. It is our big heat up. Our big heating pose for the body. All right. Hands drawn to heart. So you can stay here. Otherwise, all we're going to do is lift up those hips as we drop the head down. So lifting up through the hips and back. That's all that's happening here. Lift up through the hips and down. I'll give you a side view so you can see what I'm doing. Actively press the palms together. Hips are separated, knees are separated. And then draw the hips up and back down. Good, we'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here, and then find forward fold. So nice wide-legged forward fold. And then coming into an arm balance of your choice. So if you want to find crow pose, headstand, handstand, whatever is in your practice. To do crow, separate all 10 fingers, place them on the mat. Then draw the heels together. Come into chaturanga arms, so bent elbows. Knees dig into the armpits. And then begin to send the upper body forward. So you're bringing shoulders over the wrists. You can stay here, or maybe you lift the left toes or lift the right. So just playing around here with your balance. Crow is bent arms. Crane would be straight arms. So we'll stay for 5 breaths in your toes in inversion. And go ahead, just step back to down dog or shoot it back. Exhale your body forward into high plank, lower down. Coming into intense shoulder stretch. So this will feel really good after what we just did. Right arm comes out to a T. The left hand is underneath the left shoulder. Then just go ahead, press into that left hand, roll the left hip up. And I'll encourage you to press the sole of the left foot behind the right knee. Press it to the mat. Good, and you can just rest the side of the head down, or you keep it lifted. And then coming back through center. Left hand comes out to a T, right hand rounds. Inhaling, coming back through center. And then let's come to our backs. So we'll find eagle crunches. So let's take right leg, wrap it around the left. You can connect the toes around, go ahead. Otherwise, just wrapping. And then go ahead, right elbow comes underneath the left. Go ahead, wrap the arms, fingertips hook around the thumb. If that's not in your practice, you can just interlace the hands, keep them together, or press palms together. And then we're gonna drive on up for eagle crunches, going for 5. So elbows to the knees, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, release it out from here, finding bridge. So feet separate, hip width distance apart, knees over ankles. Then go ahead, just lift up those hips, chest draws close into the chin. Release the fingertips up to the sky. Then exhale down one vertebrae at a time. Good, and then we'll find figure 4 on our backs. So crossing right foot over left thigh. And then draw the knee down. You can keep the sole of the left foot planted. Or maybe you bring it up, knee over hip. You can gently draw the head toward the left shin. You're going to feel a stretch through the outer right thigh. Good, let's release out from here. Windshield wiper side to side. And then coming back into eagle variation, so left foot crosses over the right. And then left arm underneath the right. Fingertips hook around the thumb. Good, and let's drive elbow to the knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wonderful job. Go ahead, release back down, supported bridge or bridge. Lift up through the hips. And this time you interlace the hands behind the back, roll onto the shoulder blades. Seal the inner corners of the feet, inner edges to the mat. And as you release down, hands come up to the sky, one vertebrae at a time. Good, flatten the spine to the mat by drawing knees into the chest. And then crossing left foot over right thigh. Good. You can keep the sole planted to begin. And then just gently press the knee out. And then taking it up to your variation. So recline figure 4. You can send that left hand through the triangular space that's been created and hug the back right thigh. Wonderful, and releasing from here. Find recline butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees apart, hand to belly, hand to heart. Good, so this variation right here. It's a beautiful way to check in with the opening of the hips. How does it feel? From here, drawing knees into the armpits, hence the soles of the feet. So let's come into what we would for gorilla. So bring the toes up to the wrist creases. Draw the knees down and then rolling out side to side. Then draw the knees into the chest. We're going to close class just like we started with Kumakasana, so cow-faced leg variation. So cross the right knee underneath the left, as if you're stacking. And then draw the tops of the shins closer down toward the thighs. You can just hold here. So in this variation, the knees are stacked right on top of the left. You can even grab the soles of the feet. Go ahead and just uncross, recross. So left underneath the right. And draw them in, stacking those knees. You can grab the outer edges of the feet, or maybe the backs of the calves. Just note how your body feels here. Do you feel tension? Are you tighter? Are you looser? What's been released? What are you still holding on to? So check in. 2 more big breaths. Go ahead. Exhale as you send the body out long, coming into your final Shavasana. So feet sway apart. Relax. Through the jaw, palms can face up. And just close your eyes and find stillness. And bringing yourself back. And go ahead and open and close the eyes. Wiggle through fingers and toes. Sending hands overhead for a full body stretch. And then drawing knees into the chest. Rolling off to either side. Spend a breath here. And then pressing up to your seated easy pose, or we'll close practice. So coming into that Compassion Mudra, just placing hands over the heart space. Lengthen through, crown the head, down the spine. Just close your eyes and breathe here. Let's lift our hands overhead. Connect palm to palm, and then exhale. Thumb knuckles to the forehead, third eye. I want to seal our practice together. Thank you for joining me. Bowing forward. Namaste.